Well, ladies and gentlemen, g'day, and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so I've read your feedback, I've read your comments that you made on my Reforged update video. A lot of you have had concerns about certain things, and a lot of things that you personally don't like or not a fan of, and obviously you have concerns saying regarding sets and tech trees and whatnot. And probably the biggest thing as well would be the fact that you probably are unsure whether or not Wargaming are literally listening to us, or if they're just sugarcoating a turd, is what a lot of people were saying. I get your frustrations, I understand, but remember, this is not finalized, okay? My reaction to the video, it's got nothing to do with whether or not it is the final decision. This is what's finally going to happen. This is the final decision. It's not. Everything is subject to change. And it's based on that change, rather the change is based on the feedback that we provide, right? And that is what the purpose of this video is, okay? I'm going to still break down the things that we saw and the things that, may or may not happen from now and when the update is actually officially released. I'm specifically talking about the Reforged update, Ultra Test 2. There are certain things that, that were covered in that sense, and we're going to see it right now in the feed section. They actually have a Reforged update diary, so sets and tech trees. Apparently, Wargaming are going to upload a series of videos explaining the different changes that they've made for this Ultra Test 2. Now, credit where credit is due. They listened to us when it came to, wanting the tech trees to come back. There's no question about that. You cannot deny that Wargaming did in fact listen to us when it came to talking about tech trees. Okay, they did listen to us. Now, albeit, I will admit that the tech trees that you see in the video are not exactly tech trees. They're designed in a tech tree format, but what they actually are just sets in a tech tree format, is what it is. And that's exactly what I said in the video. That's the point I made in one of my feedback videos in Ultra Test 1. I said, well, why can't they design sets so they're basically like tech trees? Well, here you go. This is the sets as tech trees, if you don't want to see them as sets. So at least they're making the effort of, changing the design so it looks like tech trees. Now, I understand the frustration where it's like, well, why can't we just have tech trees all together? Why do we need to have sets? Personally, I think what we need is we need two options. You can have sets or you can have tech trees. That's how it should be. That's what I think. It's an Unreal Engine 5. They have the capacity, or rather the engine has the capacity to handle having two separate configurations. One being sets in their animation and whatnot, and the cool configuration and the tanks in that different thing. You want to do that? Fair enough. But the tech trees remain in the game. Now, there's a lot of CCs out there that want to disagree with me and say, no, we don't need tech trees, blah, blah, blah. Wargaming did a good decision removing them and adding them to sets is innovative. Yeah, it's innovative, but it wasn't executed properly. That's the point. And I think because people have played the game for so long now with tech trees as the basis, that is the issue that we've been having. So you can see here, the Reforged update is not the next update of the game. And I love how it says as much feedback from the players, including you, as possible. And that's what this video is about. This video is for you to voice your opinions, to voice your feedback on this video. And it's me replying to your comments about the update. And again, one of the biggest things was, what about researchable tanks? What about tanks that we've researched over the years, and tanks that we've purchased, and tanks that we've sold? And why can't we sell tanks? And okay, the point about selling the tanks, I can't really tell you. I don't have a definite answer. That's the reality. I don't have a definite answer. So I can't tell you whether or not we're going to be able to sell tanks. That's just the reality. Wargaming have not told me. Or if they did tell me and they said I'm not allowed to say it, well, I'm not allowed to say it. Simple as that. But I can guarantee you they haven't told me anything. Right? If they told me, I would have said, they told me the answer, but I can't say it. But literally, I'm telling you, they have not told me anything regarding Reforged with these sort of things. I know certain things that I can't say that I promise you're going to absolutely love. That's all I can say. But yeah, I mean, you can see here, return of the tech trees. They now look a bit different as tanks are grouped into sets. Yeah, well, yeah. Again, they're not really tech trees, are they? They're sets that look like tech trees. It's not the same. It doesn't have the same feeling. It's not the same sort of feeling. Now, fair progress transfer. Now, tanks that you will have researched but not purchased before the Reforged update will automatically add XP to their corresponding sets, leveling them up. It's as if you grinded the tiers, right? But you have to unlock the set. This is a pet peeve that I've had, that I think you guys are going to have, and you guys still have that, is that there's keys for these sets. This is really frustrating me, because it's one thing that I absolutely despise that Wargaming did, was have sets that you have to unlock with keys, regardless whether you've, researched the tanks in those sets or not. If you've just researched them, cool, they're going to be unlocked, but the set itself won't be unlocked. You'd have to unlock it. Unless you own one of the tanks in those sets, you'd have to unlock the tanks, all the other sets, with keys. It is the stupidest mechanism I've ever seen in any game. It's just ridiculous. If keys have been a currency in Blitz for a long time, we wouldn't have an issue with it. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have an issue either. But it hasn't been in Blitz for a long time. In fact, it's a new currency. So now it's behind the paywall. And I understand that Wargaming were saying that, yes, you can grind them for free and whatnot, but we shouldn't have to grind them. That's my point. And yet there's still CCs that would argue that, oh, it's actually a good idea. It's not bad. No, it's not. I'm sorry. No, it's not. It's like telling me that, oh, but they need to make money. That's why they introduced the Chieftain prototype in a draw. No, I'm going to make another video about the Chieftain proto. I'm going to talk economically. I'm going to talk economics and business. Okay, because this is my expertise. This is what I studied at university regarding the fact that they need to earn money, right? Or they need to make profits and generate revenue. And why introducing a tank for thousands of dollars in a draw that has ridiculously low probability ratios, that it's an absolutely ridiculously stupid idea. That is not the way you generate revenue. I'm going to make a video on it because there's some CCs that seem to think, no, you know what, it's actually not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. They need to make money. Regardless, they need to make money. Oh, it's the player base. It's the player base. Blame the player base for buying into these draws or for being stupid enough to buy in these draws. That is the stupidest comment I have ever seen when it came to those draws. What the fuck? Seriously, I'm not naming any names. They're a good person. But for fuck's sake, their sort of outlook on these draws is stupendously inaccurate, right? And incorrect. So that's my 2 cents about that. Anyway, let's go back to the Reforged comments, right? I know how it says faster progression through tanks in sets. We've rethought how much XP is required for progress. So basically, essentially what they're saying is they're making it easier for you to progress in the sets. But again, you've locked them behind paywalls. Okay, you've locked them behind a paywall to unlock them. Now, apparently, sets with premium and collector tanks without researched vehicles no longer require keys to be unlocked. So apparently, if a set is only made up of premium and collector tanks and you own one of those tanks, you don't need keys to unlock it. Well, that's a surprise right there. That's a great thing. Thank you, Wargaming, for not making us pay extra for tanks that we've paid for. Great, great mindset there. Great mindset there. Set composition revised. So we've addressed that sets that players have commented on the most. A lot of tanks have been moved to sets with more fitting gameplay. Well, thankfully, I mean, there were some tanks in sets that just didn't make any sense whatsoever. I just hope now that the sets that we're going to see now are going to be relevant. I'm not saying sets should be removed entirely from the game. I'm just saying they need to restructure it in a way where it's more comfortable to us when we're actually transitioning from the old engine to the new engine. That would be my advice, and I think a lot of people are still confused about that. And again, your researchable stuff, everything you've researched, everything you own, everything that you've accumulated is going to be transferred into Reforged. Don't forget. Again, a lot of people were saying that they were unsure whether or not, their progression is going to actually be in the Reforged update, and everything that they've researched, it's going to be there. There's no need to panic. Wargaming have insisted that it's going to be there. Now, I think one of the biggest things as well that a lot of people were asking about is obviously the all tanks section, which I think is actually a good idea. You know, it shows you all the tanks in the game, particularly tanks that you never would have seen or never knew existed in the game. You can actually see them in the all tank section, so it's actually quite cool. A lot of bugs have been removed, so like, you know, the AMX Airlines, that's been removed. The MT-25 machine gun or the minigun glitch, that's been removed. So yeah, a lot of things have been removed, a lot of things have been reworked. So there are things coming and there's news that is going to be coming out. I guarantee you're going to absolutely love, because it's one of the things that you guys have been really, annoyed by. More user-friendly UI. You can now access the tank if you have it in a carousel straight from the set. You can also choose a display mode for tank cards in the carousel and show flags. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what is the Reforged update? Okay, that is it for this video, I think. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I've voiced my opinions. I've told you what I think about these changes officially now. I've addressed your comments. Now I want to know more. I want you to express your feedback even more now. Give me more of your opinions. Give me more of your feedback. Just be genuinely honest, because this is what Wargaming wants. I'm giving them this feedback by making these videos, and it's now your job as the community to make a difference by commenting on this video and asking your fellow players to also voice their opinions. Let it be known. Let them know. Let them, tell them this is bullshit, or I don't like this. Oh my God. Really, Wargaming? Really? You wanna improve on this video even more by giving me Annihilator containers? I already have the Annihilator. No, thank you. For God's sake. Every time I see this, it just boils my buffers. Like, who in their right mind thinks this is a good idea to implement this? Like, it's just stupid. I can't wait to make a video on this again and just talk about the absolute stupidity, which is the monetization of Blitz. Anyway, that is it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, I need your help. Wargaming wants to hear your feedback. Tell them your feedback. Let them know. All right. Look after yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Look after your friends and family. Peace in the Middle East and everywhere in the world. And as always, I'll see you on the battlefield. Bye for now.